Hello students, in the previous videos you have learnt about angle of contact. Now in this video first we'll discuss how the angle of contact changes with change in different parameters, and later on we'll discuss how different factors affect the surface tension. Let us first discuss factors which affect the angle of contact. Before that, let us revise what do you mean by angle of contact. Now, angle of contact between the given liquid and solid surface is defined as the angle between the tangents drawn to the free surface of the liquid and the surface of the solid at the point of contact, that is at the point where they meet each other, and it is measured inside the liquid. Now, which are the different factors affecting angle of contact? First factor is obviously the nature of the liquid and solid in contact. The angle of contact depends upon the nature of the liquid and the solid in contact with each other. In the textbook, the angle of contacts for different liquid solid surfaces are given. In that you will observe that the angle of contact between pure water and clean glass is given at 0, and therefore in the previous video you must have learned that the surface of the pure water in contact with glass is plane. But in practical life the water we use is always impure, and therefore the angle of contact between impure water and glass is always acute. Then you have also learned that the angle of contact between mercury and glass pair is obtuse. Therefore, we have now it's clear that the angle of contact depends on nature of liquid and solid surface in contact. It is different for different liquid and solid surfaces in contact. If you go through the table given in the textbook, you will understand. Now it also depends, the angle of contact also depends upon presence of the impurities. Now the impurities, why it depends upon the presence of the impurities, because in the next our next point is impurities and surface tension. So impurities present in the liquid change its surface tension, and if the surface tension changes, consequently the angle of contact also changes, and therefore the angle of contact depends upon presence of impurities. I have discussed this as the last point, right? Also, I have told you that the angle of contact between pure water and clean glass is 0, but the angle of contact between impure water and glass is not 0, it is acute. So why it is so? Because impurities change the surface tension, and consequently uh, the angle of contact gets changed. Also, the angle of contact depends upon the temperature of the liquid. As the temperature of the liquid increases, it affects the surface tension. This is our next point of discussion. Why it happens so? If the temperature of the liquid increases, the surface tension decreases, and if the surface tension decreases, it affects the angle of contact. The angle of contact decreases. Now, for a given solid liquid surface, the angle of contact is fixed at a given temperature. If the temperature is not changing, then for given solid liquid surface, the angle of contact is fixed. So let us summarize this point. What are the factors, different factors affecting angle of contact? There are three main factors affecting angle of contact. It depends upon nature of the liquid and solid in contact. It depends upon the presence of the impurities, and it depends upon the temperature of the liquid. Now, our next point of discussion: effect of impurities on surface tension and effect of temperature on surface tension. Let us first discuss effect of impurities on surface tension. Now, impurities can be completely soluble impurities. Impurities can be sparingly soluble impurities, and impurities can be insoluble impurities. Let us discuss all the three types one by one. Let us discuss first the soluble impurity, about soluble impurities. Now, if the impurities are soluble, then these impurities increase the surface tension of a liquid. I will repeat again. If the impurities are soluble impurities, then the surface tension will increase. We can consider as example common salt dissolved in water. Common salt dissolves in water, fairly soluble in water. Now, if you dissolve the common salt in water and if you measure the surface tension of water, you will observe that the surface tension of water increases. Now, why it is so? Why these soluble impurities increase the surface tension? Because when soluble impurities dissolve completely, the intermolecular forces of attraction are increased. Now, and it results in increase in the downward pull experienced by the molecules on the surface. And what is this downward pull experienced by molecules on the surface? This is nothing but surface tension. You have learned the surface tension on the basis of the molecular theory in the last videos. Therefore, you will understand this better, right? Now let us discuss it once again. When soluble substance dissolves completely, what will happen? The intermolecular forces of attraction increases. And if the intermolecular forces of attraction become strong, then these will increase the downward pull experienced by the molecules on the surface, and this is nothing but the surface tension. Now let us discuss the second point, the sparingly soluble impurities. What happens with sparingly soluble impurities? What do you mean by sparingly soluble substances? The substances, the impurities which do not dissolve completely in a given liquid, right? The percentage of solubility is less. Such impurities are known as sparingly soluble impurities. Okay. Now, such sparingly soluble impurities are added to the liquid. They decrease the surface tension. For example, when detergent is added to water, we all use detergent in our daily life to wash our clothes. Now, why it is useful to wash our clothes, we will discuss in detail. Uh, we were discussing that the sparingly soluble impurities decrease the surface tension. That is, for example, when detergent is added to water, the surface tension of water decreases. Okay. Now, why it happens so? Well, let us concentrate on the detergent molecules. Now, if you consider detergent molecule, each detergent molecule is made up of two parts, hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. What is hydrophilic? Philic is attraction, hydro is water. So, it is Hydrophilic, it means that attraction for water. And what is hydrophobic? Hydro is water and phobic is repulsion. So hydrophobic is repulsion from water, right? So our detergent molecule is made up of two parts, hydrophilic hair and hydrophobic tail. That is water loving hair and water hating tail. Now what will happen? The water loving, that is hydrophilic hair, will get attracted towards water molecules. And what will happen with hydrophobic tail? Hydrophobic tails, water hating tails, will try to repel from water molecules. Now in attempt to move from water molecules, the hydrophobic, that is water hating tails of the detergent molecules, rise up to the water surface, that is they come to and on the water surface. Now if they come, this water hating, that is hydrophobic tails, if all these hydrophobic tails of detergent molecules, if they come, they rise on the water surface, then what will happen? The cohesive forces holding the water molecules at the surface become weak, and if these cohesive forces holding the water molecules on the surface become weak, it will result in the decrease of surface tension of the water. And now what will happen? Initially when we didn't add the detergent, water will not able to make the good contact with the fabric, and therefore the stains are not easily removed. Stains, dirt is not easily removed. But when we add detergent which is sparingly soluble in water, what will happen now? The surface tension of the water decreases, and since the surface tension of the water decreases, the water can make good contact with the fabric. That is, water can weight the fabric. You have learnt all this concept in the last videos, right? Now after addition of the detergent, water can make the good contact with fabric. What does it mean? Water can weight more and more part of the fabric, and therefore it can remove the stains or the dirt as well, right? Therefore adding detergent to the water is very important for washing the clothes, because it decreases the surface tension of the water, how we have discussed already. So you will find that uh, the surface tension is um, is having many applications in our day-to-day life as well. We are going to learn many of such applications in next videos as well. Now the third type of the impurities are insoluble impurities. Now when we add insoluble impurities to the liquid, the surface tension of the water decreases. Why? Because when impurities get added to any liquid, the cohesive forces between the liquid molecules, they are decreased, and since they are decreased, what will happen? If the cohesive, you have learned surface tension on the basis of molecular theory, therefore I assume that you know all these things. Therefore whenever the cohesive forces of the liquid between the liquid molecules decrease, it is responsible for decrease in the surface tension, right? It also affects the angle of contact. We have discussed this in last discuss this as last point. It affects the angle of contact as well. For example, if there is dust in the mercury will not able to form spherical droplets, and therefore here we complete the effect of impurities on the surface tension. Let us summarize it. We have discussed the effect of three types of the impurities: soluble impurities, sparingly soluble impurities, and completely insoluble impurities. Now this discussion, so we have seen that if the temperature of the liquid is increased, the surface tension decreases. If you go on increasing the temperature of the liquid, at a certain temperature, the surface tension of the liquid becomes zero, and this is known as critical temperature. And here we end this video, and in the next video we'll learn about excess pressure across the given soap bubble and liquid drop, and in the next video we will learn more about the capillary action, which is the most important and interesting application of surface tension. Is nearly linear for a given temperature range. Okay, so this shows a linear graph. You will observe that as the temperature is increased, the surface tension goes on decreasing, and at a certain temperature, what happens? The surface tension becomes zero. You will observe that theta, and that temperature is known as critical temperature. Now at this temperature, what is happening? Surface tension is becoming zero. So this graph represents the effect of temperature on the surface tension. So let us